Right now on Thornton360, City Council makes a decision on safe use of drones in Thornton. And Thornton Police take a polar plunge. Thornton360 starts right now. Hello and welcome to Thornton360. I'm Lisa Wilson. We begin with the latest from City Council. Council approved an ordinance related to the regulation of unmanned aircraft systems, known as drones. This will allow the city to enforce local regulations that address the illegal use of drones within the city, consistent with federal regulations.
The FAA seriously guards their control over airspace. This ordinance does not control or deal with controlling airspace. It deals with the issues that the City Council and state and local governments have authority over, which is to enact laws to protect, to deal with assault, to deal with trespass or injury to persons or property. And in this case, it's specific to the use of drones in the city.
We are not prohibiting drones. It is a case-by-case basis for the police to do what they do on a regular basis every day, address reckless driving, reckless flying, a dangerous kite, a dangerous boomerang in a park. It's all the same thing. And so the city is just simply regulating a safety issue with respect to people and how close these drones can get to people, and just making sure that people are, flying drones carefully and not negligently. And that's really what this is all about.
On first reading, amendments were approved for the zoning, overall development plan, and conceptual site plan for property at 128th Avenue and Grant Drive. The amendments add pet daycare boarding and grooming facility as a permitted use.
The proposed zoning amendment complies with the established standards for approval for plan development districts, and so that's following 18-42C of the City Code. Just citing a couple of those real quick. One of those is growth and development in the immediate area supports the zoning amendment. Properties to the west and to the south of the PD district are zoned business park and are currently undeveloped. Another one is the proposed zoning amendment is consistent with the public health, safety, and welfare, as well as efficiency and economy of the land as it supports a development which would provide a service to surrounding residential properties and the greater community.
And Communications Center Specialist Amy Young was recognized for her many contributions during 20 years of dedicated service in the Thornton Police Department. To see the entire City Council meeting, tune to Xfinity Channel 8 or watch in high definition on Channel 881, or you can go to cityofthornton.tv. The overhead lines for Thornton's North Metro commuter rail system are now energized for testing. In late March, expect to see the first train be pulled along the tracks. In April, you should see the first train run on the tracks under its own power. During the early months of testing, the trains will operate between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. The West Brown water treatment plant in Thornton is scheduled to come back online in March. You may detect changes to the taste, odor, or hardness in your tap water. The water is safe to drink and meets all federal standards. The Thornton Emergency Communications Center is celebrating 10 years of service. Thornton 911 Emergency Communications was created in 2009. That year, 135,000 phone calls were received annually. Currently, the center successfully manages over 250,000 phone calls annually. The Thornton Fire and Police Departments are using Code Red to keep you informed of an emergency.
The Code Red system is the most robust system out there, is able to obtain the most information to put into this in an effort to help us keep our residents safe. They will get information specific from officers and fire personnel. We can narrow it down to just a couple of houses, or we can send it out as far throughout the city as we want. And so basically we can preview.
Officers working a high priority call in your neighborhood. Please shelter in place. Dispatch will contact you once the situation has been resolved.
And that's just an example of something that we would potentially be able to send out to them. There's a few different ways they can sign up. They can go through the cityofthornton.net link and manage their account that way. If residents don't have access to a computer, they can call into our dispatch center and sign up that way. When you do sign up online and you manage your account, you have the ability to set up as many different ways as you have available to you to be contacted from the communication center. Business telephone line, a landline, your cell phone, text, email. There's so many different ways for the information to come across. It's a safety feature. It's anything that's going to impact the safety of the residents or property, anything major like that, we're going to send that out as an emergent reverse 911 notification. Keeping in mind, we will also send out, once the situation's been resolved, we'll send out notification stating it's been resolved and everyone can resume business as usual.
We're just loading them on that way. We're going to put 6 on this one right here.
And the Thornton Police Department recently teamed up with the Senior Hub.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
The officers picked up meals and delivered them, giving officers a chance to visit with local seniors. Food Bank of the Rockies brings its mobile food pantry program to Thornton. Food will be distributed to those who qualify each third Thursday of the month at North Suburban Medical Center. For more information, call Thornton Community Connections at 720-977-5800 or email connections@cityofthornton.net. March 20th marks the first day of spring, so it's time to work on your swing. Thorn Creek Golf Course is open and taking tee times. Go to thorncreekgc.com to make your reservation. And Thornton Police recently took a polar plunge.
3, 2, 1.
Thornton officers brave the cold waters for the charity event. It raises money and awareness for Special Olympics. That's it for this edition of Thornton 360. I'm Lisa Wilson. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.